I had sex with my wife's identical twin sister. I knew it was her halfway through, and I didn't stop. What happened next destroyed 3 lives and ended 1. My name is David. 3 months ago, I had everything. A beautiful wife named Emma, a house we'd just bought together, plans for kids, the whole future mapped out. Today, I'm sitting in an empty apartment answering police questions about a death I might have caused. This is the story of one night that spiraled into a nightmare I can't wake up from. This is about choices, lies, and how fast everything you love can turn to ash. And it starts with a woman who looked exactly like the person I promised to love forever. Emma and I met in college. We were both studying business, ended up in the same study group, and I fell for her immediately. She had this laugh that made everyone around her smile. She was kind, smart, and she saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. We dated for 3 years before I proposed. She said yes before I even finished asking the question. Her twin sister, Lily, was at the proposal. She was always around. And here's the thing about identical twins that nobody tells you until you're actually dating one. They're not just similar. Emma and Lily looked so alike that even their own parents mix them up sometimes. Same height, same weight, same dark blonde hair, same blue eyes, same voice. The only difference was their style. Emma dressed simple and comfortable. Lily dressed to get attention. Low-cut tops, tight jeans, heels, even when we were just hanging out at home. From the start, Lily made me uncomfortable. Not because she was identical to Emma, but because of the way she looked at me, like she was studying me, measuring me. Emma always brushed it off when I mentioned it. "That's just how Lily is," she'd say. "She's protective. She wants to make sure you're good enough for me." But it wasn't protectiveness. I know that now. It was something else entirely. Emma and Lily had always been close. They talked every day, sometimes multiple times. They had that twin thing where they could finish each other's sentences and apparently feel when the other was upset. Emma told me once that when they were kids and Lily broke her arm, Emma felt phantom pain in the same spot for weeks. I didn't really believe in that stuff, but Emma did. She said their connection was special, unbreakable. Lily was single, had been for as long as I'd known her. She went on dates, sure, but nothing ever stuck. Emma worried about her constantly, said Lily had commitment issues from a bad relationship in high school, some guy who cheated on her and made her feel worthless. Emma made me promise I'd always be kind to Lily, always include her, because she was family now, too. So I did. I invited her to our game nights. I made small talk at family dinners. I tried to ignore the way she'd touch my arm when she laughed, or how she'd stand just a little too close when Emma wasn't looking. I told myself I was imagining things, that I was being paranoid, that she was just friendly and I was reading into it because she looked like my wife. We got married 2 years ago. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. Lily was the maid of honor. In her speech, she talked about how Emma had found her soulmate and how she hoped to find the same thing someday. She looked right at me when she said it. Emma cried happy tears. I felt a chill run down my spine. Married life was good, better than good. Emma and I fell into this comfortable routine. We'd both wake up early, make coffee together, talk about our days before heading to work. She worked in marketing for a tech company. I was in sales for a medical supply distributor. Nothing glamorous, but we made decent money and we were happy. We bought a house 6 months after the wedding. 3 bedrooms, small yard in a quiet neighborhood. Emma immediately started planning which room would be the nursery. We weren't trying for kids yet, but we both wanted them, soon. Lily came over a lot. Too much, if I'm being honest. At least twice a week for dinner. More often on weekends. She'd show up unannounced sometimes, let herself in with the spare key Emma had given her. I tried talking to Emma about boundaries once. "She's my sister," Emma said, looking hurt. "My twin. I need her around. Don't you want me to be close with my family?" Of course I did. So I stopped complaining. I learned to live with Lily's constant presence, with the way she'd hug me just a little too long, with how she'd ask personal questions about our marriage, about our sex life, about whether Emma satisfied me. Emma never heard these questions. Lily was always careful to ask when Emma was in another room. "We're family now," Lily would say with this smile that never reached her eyes. "We shouldn't have secrets." But I never answered those questions. I'd change the subject or make an excuse to leave the room. And I never told Emma about them because I knew how it would sound, like I was the one who made it weird, like I was the one who couldn't handle having a sister-in-law. Things shifted about 4 months ago. Emma got promoted at work. It was a huge deal. More money, more responsibility, but it also meant longer hours and occasional travel. Her first business trip was to San Francisco for a week-long conference. She felt terrible leaving me alone. "I'll be fine," I assured her. "It's only a week. I'll survive." "Emma said she'd check on you," Emma said while packing. "Make sure you're eating real food and not just ordering pizza every night." I didn't want Lily checking on me, but I couldn't say that without explaining why. So I just smiled and kissed Emma goodbye and told her to focus on her conference and not worry about me. Lily showed up the second night Emma was gone. I was on the couch watching television when I heard the key in the lock. She walked in carrying bags of Chinese takeout. "Thought you might be hungry," she said. I should have said I'd already eaten. Should have told her I had plans. Should have done anything except what I did, which was invite her to sit down and share the food. We ate and watched a movie, some action thing that neither of us was really paying attention to. Lily kept the conversation light at first, asking about work, about how I was handling Emma being gone. Then she started asking more personal stuff. "Do you miss her?" Lily asked. "Of course I do." "Like, do you miss her physically, sleeping next to her?" I didn't answer that. "It's okay to admit it," Lily said, moving closer on the couch. "You're newlyweds. It's natural." "I should probably get to bed," I said, standing up. "Early day tomorrow." Lily stood too. She was close, too close. "Do you ever wonder what it would be like?" she asked quietly. "What would what be like?" "Me. If you'd met me first instead of Emma. If I was the one you married." "Lily, you need to go." "Why? Afraid of what might happen if I stay?" "Because you're my wife's sister and this is inappropriate." She smiled at that. "I make you nervous. I make you uncomfortable." "Good," she said, and then she left. I didn't tell Emma about that night. I should have. I should have called her right away and told her what Lily said, what she implied. But I knew Emma would be devastated. She'd have to choose between believing me or believing her twin. And even if she believed me, it would destroy their relationship. So I kept quiet. I convinced myself it was a one-time thing, that Lily had maybe had too much wine and got confused about boundaries, that it wouldn't happen again. It didn't happen again for a while. Lily was friendly but distant when Emma got back from her trip. She came over less. When she did, she barely looked at me. I thought maybe she was embarrassed about what she'd said, or maybe she'd realized she'd crossed a line and was backing off. Either way, I was relieved. Then came the night everything fell apart. It was a Friday, 3 weeks ago. Emma had another work trip, just overnight this time, to Seattle for a client meeting. She'd be back Saturday afternoon. I had the house to myself, and I was actually looking forward to it. A quiet night, maybe play some video games, order food, just decompress. I got home from work around 6, poured myself a drink, changed into sweats and a t-shirt. I was scrolling through my phone, deciding what to order for dinner, when I heard the front door open. "Babe?" a voice called out. Emma's voice. I walked into the living room, and there she was, Emma, standing by the door, pulling off her jacket. "What are you doing here?" I asked, confused. "I thought you weren't back till tomorrow." "Meeting got canceled," she said, walking toward me. "Client had a family emergency, so I caught an earlier flight home. Surprise!" something felt off. I couldn't put my finger on it. Maybe it was the way she was looking at me, or the way she moved. Emma usually kicked off her heels the second she got home, but she was still wearing them. "Whoa," I said, pulling back slightly. "Someone's eager." "I've been thinking about you all day," she said. "Can't we just skip dinner and go straight to bed?" Emma wasn't usually this forward. She liked to ease into things, talk about our days first, watch a show together, let the mood build naturally. So I went with it. We went to the bedroom. The lights were off. She wanted them off, said she was tired and the darkness was more relaxing. We had sex. And here is where I need you to understand something. It felt like Emma. It sounded like Emma. Every touch, every movement, it was familiar. This was my wife, or so I thought. We were in the middle of it when I touched her neck. I don't know why. My hand just went there, brushing her hair aside. And I felt it. Small, slightly raised. A tattoo. On the back of her neck, just below the hairline. Emma didn't have a tattoo. My hand froze. My entire body went rigid. The woman beneath me, the woman I was inside of, tensed up too. She knew I'd figured it out. "David," she whispered. Lily's voice, not trying to sound like Emma anymore. I should have stopped right then. Should have pulled away. Should have screamed. Should have kicked her out of my house and my life. But I didn't, and I can't even explain why. Shock? Confusion? Something darker that I don't want to admit existed in me? I don't know. All I know is I didn't stop. We finished. The whole time I was screaming at myself internally. Stop! 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 But my body kept moving like it was on autopilot, like the person I thought I was had disconnected and something else had taken over. When it was over, I rolled away from her. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. I couldn't breathe right, couldn't think straight. "Get out," I said. Lily sat up. I could see her silhouette in the darkness. "David." "Get the hell out of my house." "Explain what? That you pretended to be your sister so you could sleep with me? That you violated both of us? Get out before I call the police." "And tell them what?" Lily said calmly. "That you had sex with me? That you didn't stop even after you figured out it was me?" My stomach dropped, because she was right. I didn't stop. Even after I knew, I kept going. What did that make me? "Why?" I asked. "Why would you do this?" Lily stood up, started getting dressed. "Because I wanted to know what it was like to be her, to have what she has, to be chosen instead of always being second." "You're insane." "Maybe," she said, "but you're not innocent either. You knew it was me, and you finished anyway. What does that say about you?" She left. I heard the front door close. I sat there in my bed, in the dark, in the silence, and I fell apart. I threw up. I cried. I punched the wall so hard I thought I broke my hand. I tore the sheets off the bed and threw them in the trash. I took a shower so hot it burned my skin. But I couldn't wash away what happened. Couldn't scrub off the guilt or the disgust or the horrible realization that Lily was right. I didn't stop when I could have. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the couch until sunrise, staring at nothing, trying to figure out what to do. Tell Emma? Lie? Pretend it never happened? Every option felt impossible. Emma came home Saturday afternoon like planned. She walked in smiling, carrying her bag, talking about how the meeting went and how she stopped for coffee on the way home. She was so normal, so happy, so completely unaware that her husband and her sister had destroyed everything. "You okay?" she asked, noticing how I looked. "You seem tired." "Didn't sleep well," I said. "True enough." "Come here," she said, pulling me into a hug. I almost broke down right there, almost confessed everything, but I couldn't find the words. That night, Lily came over for dinner. Emma had invited her earlier in the week, and I'd forgotten about it. Lily showed up acting completely normal, hugging Emma, asking about the trip, helping set the table. She looked at me like nothing had happened, like she hadn't ruined my entire life less than 24 hours ago. I couldn't eat, couldn't focus on the conversation. Emma kept asking if I was feeling okay, if I was coming down with something. I made excuses about work stress. After dinner, Emma went to take a phone call from her mom. Lily and I were alone in the kitchen doing dishes. "We need to talk," I whispered. "No, we don't," Lily said quietly. "It happened. It's over. We move on." "Move on? Are you serious?" "What's the alternative, David? You want to tell Emma? Destroy her? She'll never forgive either of us. She'll never recover from this. Is that what you want?" "What I want is to go back in time and stop you from ever walking into my house. But you can't, so we have two choices. We keep this secret and protect Emma from the truth, or we blow up her entire world and lose her forever. Your call." Emma came back before I could respond. The conversation ended, and that's when the real nightmare began. Living with the secret was torture. Every time Emma touched me, I thought about Lily. Every time she said she loved me, I felt like a fraud. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror without seeing a cheater, because that's what I was. I cheated on my wife with her identical twin sister. It didn't matter that I was tricked at first. I knew the truth, and I didn't stop. Lily kept coming around. Emma had no idea anything was wrong. She'd invite Lily over, and I'd have to sit there pretending everything was fine, pretending I wasn't falling apart inside. Lily played her part perfectly. She was sweet to Emma, polite to me, never gave any indication that something had happened between us. But late one night, about a week after it happened, Lily sent me a text. "I can't stop thinking about it." I didn't respond. Another text. "Do you think about it too?" I blocked her number. She showed up at my work the next day, waited in the parking lot until I came out for lunch. "We need to talk," she said, getting out of her car. "We have nothing to talk about." "I think I'm in love with you," she said. I stared at her. "You're not in love with me. You're obsessed with Emma. You want her life. That's not love." "You don't know what I feel. I know you're not right in the head. I know you did something unforgivable, and I was weak enough to let it happen. But it's never happening again. Stay away from me." "What if I tell Emma?" "Then tell her. Maybe it's what needs to happen. Maybe she deserves to know what kind of people we both are." Lily's face changed. The mask slipped. "If I can't have you, she can't either. You never had me." "Didn't I? You think about me when you touch her now, don't you? You see my face. You wonder if I felt different, if I was better." "Get away from me," I said, walking to my car. "This isn't over," she called after me. I drove home shaking. That's when I started looking into restraining orders, into what it would take to keep Lily away from us legally. But how could I explain it to a judge without explaining what happened? How could I get protection without destroying my marriage? I started avoiding Emma's calls during the day, started working late, started sleeping on the couch some nights, claiming I didn't want to wake her with my tossing and turning. Emma knew something was wrong. She tried talking to me about it. "Did I do something?" she asked one night. "Did something happen?" "No, baby, I'm just stressed about work, I promise." "You can tell me anything," she said. "You know that, right? Whatever it is, we can face it together." I wanted to believe that, but I knew better. Some things you can't come back from. Then Emma started getting text messages from a number she didn't recognize. The messages were cryptic at first. "Does he touch you the way he touched me? Ask him what he did while you were in Seattle. Your husband is a liar." Emma showed me the messages. She was confused, not suspicious. She thought it was maybe a wrong number or some kind of spam. "It's probably nothing," I said, but my hands were shaking. The messages got more specific. "He knows about the tattoo on my neck." That's when Emma started putting pieces together. She knew only one person with a tattoo on her neck. She'd been with Lily when she got it, a tiny rose hidden under her hairline. "David," Emma said, her voice hollow, "these messages, they're from Lily, aren't they?" I couldn't speak. "Tell me nothing happened. Please, just tell me nothing happened." I wanted to lie, wanted to save her from the pain, but I couldn't do it anymore. I'm so sorry. Emma's face went through every emotion at once. Shock, horror, betrayal, pain so deep I could see it physically breaking her. With Lily, she pretended to be you. I didn't know until halfway through. I figured it out and I didn't stop. Emma, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I didn't stop. Emma backed away from me like I was diseased. Get out. Emma, get out of my house. Get out now. I packed a bag. I left. I got a motel room, and I sat there waiting for the world to end. I called Emma 100 times. She never answered. I texted apologies, explanations, begging for a chance to talk. Nothing. The next day, Emma called me. Her voice was eerily calm. I talked to Lily. She told me everything. How she planned it. How she's been in love with you since we started dating. How she wanted to prove you weren't faithful. That you'd choose her if given the chance. Emma, I never wanted her, I swear to you. But you had her. That's what matters. You knew it was her, and you didn't stop. I know. There's no excuse. But Emma, I love you, only you. What happened that night, it's the biggest mistake of my life. I can't look at either of you ever again, Emma said. I told Lily we're done. No more sister, no more twin. She's dead to me, and you need to sign the divorce papers I'm sending over. Please don't do this. We can go to therapy. We can work through this. Work through you sleeping with my identical twin sister? Tell me, David, how exactly do we work through that? I didn't have an answer. Emma hung up. That was 11 days ago. I signed the papers, moved my stuff out while she was at work. I haven't seen her since. But here's where it gets worse, way worse. 4 days ago, Lily tried to kill herself. Emma called me from the hospital. She was hysterical. Said Lily had taken a bottle of sleeping pills, that their mom found her in time, that she was in the ICU, but she was going to survive. She left a note, Emma said through tears. It said she couldn't live knowing she destroyed us, that she loved you and she loved me, and she couldn't handle what she'd done. I went to the hospital, even though Emma said not to. I needed to see for myself, needed to understand how everything had spiraled this far out of control. Lily was unconscious, tubes and wires everywhere. Emma was sitting by her bed, holding her hand, crying. When she saw me, she didn't tell me to leave. She just looked at me with these empty, broken eyes. She did this because of us, Emma said. She did this because of her own choices, I said. What she did to you, to me, to our marriage, that was her, not us. She's my sister, my twin. I felt her die. I felt it, David. I woke up that morning and I couldn't breathe, and I knew something was wrong. I called her and she didn't answer, and I knew. I'm sorry, I said, because what else could I say? Are you? Because part of me wonders if you wanted this, if some sick part of you enjoyed sleeping with both of us, if you got off on the forbidden nature of it. That's not true. How do I know? How do I know anything about you anymore? Lily woke up 2 days later. The first person she asked for was Emma, not me, Emma. She cried and apologized and begged Emma to forgive her, said she never meant for anyone to get hurt, that she just wanted to feel special for once in her life, wanted to be the chosen one instead of the second option. Emma told her she didn't know if she could ever forgive her, but she stayed, because that's who Emma is. Because even after everything, Lily is her twin, her other half, and she can't just cut that off, no matter how much it hurts. I went to see Lily once, against Emma's wishes, against my better judgment. I needed to know why she did this, why she blew up all of our lives. She looked small in that hospital bed, fragile, nothing like the confident woman who'd walked into my house pretending to be my wife. I've been jealous of Emma my whole life, Lily said. Her voice was rough from the tubes they'd had down her throat. I was always the good one, the smart one, the one everyone loved. I was the troublemaker, the screw-up. When she met you, when I saw how you looked at her, I wanted that. I wanted someone to look at me like that. So you destroyed everything? I wanted to prove you weren't perfect, that Emma's perfect life wasn't really perfect, that she could lose just like I always lose, But then I realized I'd destroyed the one person who actually loved me no matter what, and I couldn't live with that. So you tried to kill yourself and make us all feel guilty? Make Emma blame herself for your choices? I wasn't thinking about Emma when I took those pills. I was thinking about how much I hate myself, how I've always hated myself. Emma got the good family when we were adopted. She got the good life. I got foster homes and abuse and feeling worthless every single day. And instead of being happy for her, I resented her. I tried to take what was hers, and it turns out I'm exactly the horrible person I always thought I was. I didn't have sympathy for her. I should have, maybe. She's clearly damaged, clearly needs professional help. But all I could think about was Emma, about how much pain Lily caused her, about how Emma lost her husband and her sister in the same week, about how she's sitting in a hospital room holding the hand of the person who betrayed her more than anyone ever has. Stay away from Emma, I said. Stay away from both of us. Get help. Go to therapy. Figure out your issues, but leave us alone. I will, Lily said. I promise. I just want her to be happy, even if that means I'm not in her life anymore. I left after that. Haven't been back to the hospital. Emma texts me occasionally with updates. Lily's being transferred to a psychiatric facility. She'll be there for at least a month, maybe longer. Emma's in therapy too, individual and eventually family therapy with Lily, if Lily agrees to it. Emma says she needs to try to fix their relationship, even though she doesn't know if it's possible. As for me and Emma, I don't know. The divorce papers are still sitting on my counter. I haven't signed them yet, even though she asked me to. Part of me keeps hoping she'll change her mind, that she'll call and say she wants to try to work through this, but I know that's not going to happen. How do you work through your husband sleeping with your twin sister? How do you ever trust again? How do you look at someone you love and not see the worst betrayal of your life? I've been going to therapy too, trying to understand why I didn't stop, why I kept going even after I knew it was Lily. My therapist says it was shock, that my brain couldn't process what was happening fast enough, that trauma responses aren't always fight or flight, sometimes they're freeze, that I shouldn't blame myself for a biological response to an impossible situation. But I do blame myself, because regardless of what my brain was doing, I made a choice. Maybe it was subconscious. Maybe it was self-sabotage. Maybe part of me has always felt like I didn't deserve Emma, and I was looking for a way to prove it. I don't know. All I know is I had the power to stop, and I didn't use it. I've lost Emma. I know that now. Even if she doesn't go through with the divorce, even if she somehow finds a way to forgive me, we're never going back to what we had. That innocent, happy marriage where we'd wake up early and make coffee and talk about baby names, that's gone, burned to the ground. And I helped light the match. Lily's going to survive. She'll get help. Maybe she'll even get better. Maybe she'll figure out how to live with herself and her choices. Maybe one day she and Emma will rebuild their relationship. But it won't be the same. It can't be. That twin bond Emma talked about, that special connection they had, Lily shattered it. You can't unbreak something like that. You can glue the pieces back together, but the cracks will always show. And me? I'm living in a tiny apartment that smells like old carpet, working my same job, going through the motions, waiting for papers that will officially end my marriage, trying to figure out how to live with the fact that I became exactly the kind of person I always promised I'd never be. People cheat all the time. I know that. It's common, almost normal in today's world. But this wasn't just cheating. This was a violation on a level I can't even fully comprehend. I had sex with my wife's identical twin, her mirror image, the person she shared a womb with, the person she loved more than anyone except maybe me. And I did it in our bed, in our home, in the life we'd built together. There's no coming back from that. No amount of apologies or therapy or time that makes that okay. It's a permanent stain, a mark that will follow me for the rest of my life. Every relationship I have from here on out, if I ever have another one, will be shadowed by this, by the knowledge of what I'm capable of how weak I am when tested. Sometimes I think about that night, and I try to pinpoint the exact moment where I could have changed everything. When Lily walked in the door pretending to be Emma, when she kissed me, when we went to the bedroom, when I felt the tattoo and knew. Each moment was a chance to stop the train wreck, and I missed every single one. The worst part is the dreams. I dream about Emma, about our wedding day, or walking down the aisle toward me, smiling like I was her whole world. I dream about the day we bought the house, dancing in the empty living room, making plans for our future. I dream about quiet Sunday mornings, her head on my chest, both of us half asleep and perfectly content. Then I wake up, and I remember, and I have to live with what I did all over again. Emma deserved better. She deserved a husband who would have kicked Lily out the second she showed up pretending to be someone else, who would have known the difference, who would have protected their marriage and their wife without hesitation. She deserved someone strong, someone faithful, someone worthy of the love she gave so freely. Instead, she got me, and I failed her in the worst possible way. I don't know what the future looks like. I don't know if I'll ever see Emma again except to sign legal documents. I don't know if Lily will actually get better or if she'll always be this toxic presence in Emma's life. I don't know if I'll ever forgive myself or if I'm even supposed to. All I know is that one night, one terrible decision, one moment where I didn't do what I should have done, cost me everything that mattered. My wife, my marriage, my home, my future, my sense of self, all of it gone because I was too weak, too shocked, too broken to stop something I knew was wrong. That's the truth, the whole ugly truth. I cheated on my wife with her identical twin sister. I knew halfway through, and I didn't stop. And now 3 lives are destroyed, and one of them almost ended because of choices we made. Choices I made. There's no redemption arc here. No lesson that makes it all worth it. No silver lining or happy ending. Just consequences. Just pain. Just the rest of my life, knowing exactly what kind of person I really am when the lights go out and nobody's watching.
Leave your thoughts below and subscribe if you want more real stories like this one.